Hey, good Monday morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Your morning weather update, and we've got a lot. We've got near record warmth for several days. We've got a sharp cool down compared to what we have been experiencing, and possibly our first frost in some of lower Michigan. I'm not going to say the far south, but some of lower Michigan. We'll take a look at that. We've got Tropical Storm Michael that's going to turn into Hurricane Michael, maybe head toward the Florida Panhandle. And we've got a 6 to 10 day forecast that shows blue temperatures over Michigan instead of red temperatures. Hello, Margaret Helen Larson Kraberski. That's almost as much of a mouthful as Torregrossa. Alrighty. Yeah, rain, rain, go away. Some of you are saying, what rain? Well, seriously, Maria Camargo from Brazil? Southern half of lower Michigan, mostly dry. There's an isolated shower dying off in the Flint area. Northern lower is wet this morning, soaked down, and all this is shifting northeast, so the UP, you are going to have wet conditions for the morning hours. Let's take a look at the radar forecast, and we'll go through it together. We're starting off at 9 this morning, 10, 11. So basically the story is southern 2/3 of the state should be dry. All right, Brazil even checking in today. Right here, maybe an isolated shower in the thumb, can't rule it out. We're at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and the rain has shifted to mostly north of the bridge, southern lower, getting into some very warm weather. I'll show that to you in a second. What's happening here is the storm system is churning away out here, and it's going to continue the southerly winds. So we're into tonight, and we're into tomorrow, and look at how the rain just hangs across the UP and keeps southern lower in the warm sector of this storm. And the cold front, that doesn't come through, it looks like, until sometime late Wednesday night. After that, it is downhill big time on temperatures. All right, look at these temperatures. Now, today's not a record high because I looked back, and record highs were kind of strange. Back in 2007, we had a stretch of upper 80s and low 90s. So today we're looking at about 80 degrees from Saginaw southward. We'll call it 80 to 83, 83 and 82 in Kalamazoo, 83 in Grand Rapids, 80 in Detroit, 79 Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. Someone's saying mixed snow. Yeah, northern Michigan possibly this weekend. I'll show that to you. 70s, 70 in the north, 70 in Traverse City, and then in that rain cool air across the UP today, temperatures in the 40s. Look at tomorrow, solidly into the warm sector. Temperatures in the lower 80s, even near 80 degrees in Traverse City. This is Wednesday. Might be this forecast a little too cool. We still could be 80-ish or so, depending on the cloud cover, the speed and movement, but definitely upper 70s, northern lower, low 70s. And then here comes the cold front. Thursday's highs in the 50s, southern lower. Friday's highs in the low 50s, mid 40s. High temperatures near 40 degrees by Friday in the UP, and that cool air continues to sink southward. This is Saturday and Sunday, so we have some cooler weather on the way. I did kind of tease you in my little blurb that maybe the first frost is coming, so let's take a look. This is Saturday morning forecasts. And when you get down to 33, 34 degrees, you're going to have some frost. There's a 32. The shoreline areas stay warmer near 40. The inland areas get cold. The UP has maybe its first freeze, we'll call it. And this would be Sunday. So what that's going to do is that's going to really start to trigger the color change. I want to show this to you. This is a computer model showing where the potential hurricane could come on shore. And this is Wednesday, and see how the storm is hanging off to the west, and we continue to just be in this warm sector. And then as we go into Thursday and Friday, the storm pulls off to the northeast, and in comes the much colder air. I don't think it's an overall long-term cool down. I think it's just a short one, several days. Here's your National Hurricane Official Forecast of becoming a hurricane and then hitting somewhere on the California coast. And I thought I'd show you this because it's the first change we've had. 6 to 10 day forecast. Ooh. Temperatures colder than normal, October 13th to the 17th. But remember, I think it's a short-term type deal. I think we're still in an overall warm pattern. I'll show you why in just a moment. And you're listening to MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. This is the 8 to 14 day forecast, October 15th to 21st, and it backs off the cold. So kind of showing you that it's a short-term thing. And I want to show you one last thing here, okay? This is the jet stream, okay? I'm going to help you pick things out. Here's Florida, here's Texas, here's Michigan, here's the East Coast. Here's a dominant feature right now, a strong high-pressure system off the East Coast, because this part of the ocean is very warm, and warm air off of an ocean. Oh, I'm sorry, Don. Here's Florida. I guess I called Florida California. Yeah, I know. And then it's Monday, right? And then California is right out here, okay? But this is a dominant feature right now. So I'm going to set this in motion for you and show you what's going on. High pressure ridge, that's why we're so warm. The low pressure trough dropping into the west, that's why they've had snow already. But this thing's not budging. I'd use the analogy of Detroit Lions offensive line blocking things off, but I don't know if they're any good. And then as we get into the weekend, these couple of storm systems and cold fronts break that down and get us into a northwesterly flow. But notice, this goes out 16 days. It's a short-term type deal, because then the ridge wants to come back, the trough wants to reestablish out west, and will probably blow up into warmer than normal conditions again. Tina says, yuck, going back to bed. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, I would say, on a day like today, rainy Monday. So there you have it. Southern lower, southern two-thirds of lower, you're going to eventually have a great day. Once the fog burns off, you're going to get to near 80 degrees, if not in the low 80s. Sally, do you think we'll have an Indian summer? Yes, I do. There really is no good definition of Indian summer, but the accepted one is a warm spell, extremely warm spell after a frost. And so frost possibly coming late this week, and I do think that we're still in an overall warm pattern, and I still think 70s, if not 80 degrees, will come back in the second half of October at some point after about a 3 or 4 day chilly preview of fall. That will trigger the leaves too. So you've got 3 warm days, then you've got a rain on Wednesday night, Thursday, and then you've got chilly fall air heading into the weekend. Going to be a great weekend to head up north and look at the leaves. I'll have updates for you on that. Linda Bowling, what's the weather like in Frankenmuth this weekend? We are camping there. Right now, I'd say bring the sleeping bag, and it looks really nice and fallish. Lows in the 30s and 40s, highs in the 50s, and crisp fall air, what you'd expect at this time of the year. I'm going to sign off for now. Have yourselves a great Monday. Try to stay dry in the north. Try to stay cool in the south. It's that time of year here in Michigan. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.